Hey guys, it's TheFrXion here, Tiger Tank 12, however you gonna call me, I don't really care. And today we are taking a look at the month of April. Now, time has been going by really, really fast. My exams are coming up very, very soon. And at the same time, World of Tanks had a lot of updates and a lot of different events going on until like the last few months. Especially since they released 1.0 in March. Wolf Tanks has been very active in producing more content, more events, and that certainly isn't a bad thing. So, looking at the beginning of April, we can see that the April Fool kind of event that they had planned didn't really get that much attention because basically it was the sandbox server, the battle royale game mode that they actually made for the sandbox server and people could play in. And a lot of people were really surprised when this was released actually on the 31st of March. I don't think it should have been that big of a surprise that this was going to be the April Fool gag, but unfortunately they released it a day early so people could play on the 31st, and some people thought it was real. I thought it was going to be a real addition to the game at first too, but obviously with the news that this is going to be April Fool's joke, they kind of destroyed that game mode. But it was actually quite a lot of fun. I did enjoy it. It wasn't that bad. I mean, the general way of how battle royale worked in that sense wasn't actually too bad. It did work out. It was a bit rough, but because it was on a sandbox server, I kind of imagined that it was just going to be a test server. So yeah, battle royale in World of Tanks probably never going to happen for real. But it was a nice little fun experiment. I thought it was going to be more football centered because obviously because of the World Cup that is coming up in 2018 in the summer. But since we already had that in 2014, I guess it would not have been as surprising as Battle Royale. Then obviously they were selling some other tanks. Another April Fool's joke was the selling of the Leviathan, or the sale of the Leviathan, which you could pick up, I think, for 10,000 US dollars, if I'm not mistaken. No, $5,000, and you would get like the Waffenträger auf E100, the FE215B 183. People probably would have tried to buy this if they made it available. Unfortunately, you cannot buy it, as you can see here. It was just a April Fool's joke. Moving on, Extravaganza was finished, and they didn't post any statistics on this page, but they did post some statistics right down here. But I think we already talked about that in March, so that's not too important. Then obviously war chest, weekly deals, all that stuff is not very interesting for us. Then we had the Progetto M35 and basically the Progetto M35 event that was going on. So this was the first time they actually did announce this vehicle, or actually showed us more pictures of this vehicle than just in the in-game files, and the statistics, how it was going to be playing. And then they announced the event where you could get the Progetto M35. That was probably the most interesting event in the last month. For basically from all the other things, I think that was one of the most interesting events that was happening. And then they were also talking about the 1.01 common test server where you could play the Italian tanks. Obviously, that one was received fairly well as well, especially the frontline game mode. The frontline game mode has been a new fan favorite, I think. It's something that people are enjoying, and I certainly am enjoying as well. And they brought back Province. I haven't played it yet. It looks very nice, and I'm gonna be very excited to see this map in action once I can play some more Wolf tanks. Then obviously the 7-year anniversary, it's always going to be on the 14th of April, since they released this game on the 14th of April 2011. And I think I signed up on worldoftanks.com on the 20th of April, something along those lines, or 11th of April, I'm not entirely sure. But I was really stoked when this game came out, and yeah, there were quite a bunch of goodies that you could pick up, discounts, and I think discounts are always nice, and they certainly were very nice to celebrate 7 years of World of Tanks on the live servers. Then obviously the Italian challenge where you could get the Progetto M35. We did talk about the structuring of the event, that not everyone was going to be able to get this tank for free, or the large majority didn't get this tank for free, but everyone did get kind of a discount. If people wanted to buy it, they did get a discount, and I think a lot of people did save a bit of money on a tier 8 premium tank that is actually fairly nice, not overpowered, but just in the right kind of balancing position. At least that's what I'm thinking about it. And that also has this great new mechanic, which is really interesting. So I'd say the Progetto challenge, the Italian challenge, is something that they can and should do more often, because it certainly did make people really excited about the tank. And I think it was just positive all around. Then obviously they were selling some more premium tanks. The Scorpion was coming back, T-3485M. At least the Scorpion, a very, very overpowered tank still. The second iteration of the test server, as well as the frontline game mode that returned. And the big change this time around was that it was only going to be available for tier 8 tanks, and it's only going to be available for a certain or a limited time frame, because it is only available until somewhere in June. May, like, it started in when they released, I think the 7th of May was the starting point of Frontline, and it's going to end on the 7th or 8th of June, I think, 1 month. And it certainly does prove to be a game mode that people are enjoying right now, at least at tier 8. I am enjoying it as well. Obviously, the different tiers that you can reach in all of the like the 30 tiers that are available in this game mode are a very nice kind of inspiration and an initiative to, keep on playing that game mode, and it has been working out fairly nicely. Then obviously they told us something about the Polish tanks, as well as the statistics on people that have been using illegal mods or cheats, and that they have penalized some accounts and banned 146 players permanently for breaking the policy. And I think this is very nice. They keep us updated here. It shows us that they are doing something, that they're going up against those people who are using illegal mods to, get an unfair advantage. And I think that's exactly how it should be. And I think their system is fairly fair. I think their system is very fair right now, because first you get penalized, and if you do it again, like two strike system, first strike you get a penalty, second strike you're out. And I think that's fair for this game. It hurts very much to lose your account, so I would highly suggest to you guys not to use any banned modifications. I am currently not using any modifications anymore, because XVM just made my game crash constantly. So I kind of got rid of XVM. It's very annoying to switch like equipment from one tank to another, because you have to unequip it every time, and XVM did that like basically the entire time, and it would put the crew on the tank when you select it. Unfortunately, that no longer is in my garage. I'm going to be seeing if I'm going to install XVM anytime soon again, because it has been fairly handy for those situations, and it's been very annoying to do that manually, but that's just my thought. Then obviously the Polish tanks that they are going to be releasing this year is going to be the second nation this year that will be added, and the debut tank will be the Project 51. It's going to get a new name, I think, and this tank is absolutely overpowered as it stands right now. Like, what did they say to Commander's Hedge in the front? Is something along the lines of 270 millimeters of armor, or 170. I'm not even sure. 170 millimeters of frontal armor, like on that spot and at that angle, and they're saying it's not overpowered. I'm not sure. It's going to be pretty damn crazy, as I would be thinking Wargaming are going to be doing things like that. Nothing new, nothing new. Then we had some new specials. The talent challenge is over. I'm not sure if they did give us any numbers. No statistics, unfortunately. It would have been very interesting to see how many people did get the tank for free, how many people did get to a specific level and specific stage. And then, yeah, we did get some new news on how Province does play out on the live server, and how the Italian tanks will play from tier 8 to tier 10. And obviously, they did announce some of the global arms race, new Clan Wars battle mode, or whatever you want to call it, a new Clan Wars season. And you can see that that one is currently that is going to start on the 24th of May up until the 7th of June. And yeah, Clan Wars for all the people who are really interested in those competitive matches, and who want to get like tier 10 premium tanks that you can only get from Clan Wars. So yeah, basically, I think to sum this entire month up, this was a very, very interesting month. Mainly the addition of the Italian tanks. It was kind of similar to January and February. It was just a bridge month where they tried to bridge the month with events and stuff to lead up to the big patch 1.01. And I think it did work out very well. We did have a lot of things to do, a lot of events that we could cover, a lot of things to unlock. And I'd say if they continue this way, it's not going to be looking too bad. I think this is going to be a very interesting year for Wolf Tanks, especially with 1.0's release, with the changes that they've been that they've been making with the new game modes, Frontline, with other game modes that they might add. Oh, excuse me. I do have a bit of a problem right now with the medicine that I'm taking. Makes me a bit tired from time to time. But yeah, overall, I say it was a good month, and I'm looking forward to what the rest of May will be uh, delivering us with, and especially what June is going to bring. So yeah, as always, I'd love to hear you guys' opinion, and I'd love to um, see your comments. And I hope I see you guys on the next one. Peace out.